Now, you are now tuned in to Radio 1039 New York.
All right, mi gente, we are Radio 1039 with Tom Joyner Mornings and New York's best mix of R&B. I think since the return on Tuesday, I've gotten nothing but calls about the have and have-nots on OWN every Tuesday at 9 p.m. And you ask and you shall receive. We got John Schneider in here, better known as Jim.
That's right.
And then we have Angela Robinson, better known as Veronica, the villain, the one I love to hate.
Wow.
Hello.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I love the villains. I think everybody loves the villains.
I love them.
It's easy to play, ain't it?
Yeah, a lot of fun to play.
Yeah, because you get to come in and be like, if you have a bad day at home, you ain't got to cover it. That'll just make you the best.
No, you get it all out at work.
Yeah. So how long have you
I don't yell at people anymore.
No, you get it all out.
I'm very
Hold on, but you're
calm
not
in
very
my
liked
life.
all the time on the show either, not now.
What's that?
You're not that liked on the show because I am not going to lie. I
I'm not
have
liked
just
at all.
started watching the
okay.
have and have nots. So when I started watching, you were mean, Mr.
Well,
Jim.
yes, of course.
I'm gonna call you Jim and
I had,
Veronica.
the terrible tragedy with my daughter, which made you feel, I think, a little sorry for her. Maybe you didn't see that.
I didn't get to see that
Okay, you
part.
didn't
I
see
saw the
that.
part where you went to jail. And
Well, yeah, sure, of course.
And you're there now, aren't you?
I am there now. Yeah.
How is it?
But I've been out-meaned. I've been out-meaned by this one over here.
Ms. Veronica?
Oh my
It
goodness.
is not so.
Why?
He has not been out-meaned. I'm mean. I mean, Veronica's mean,
Mm-hmm.
but Jim, don't let him fool you. He's just as mean.
A vote for Jim is a vote for honesty and integrity.
You should run for president.
Hey, there you go.
Come on.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes.
Or you run for president. One of you two.
One of us should, but I don't know.
That'd be a
Veronica
great
might
ticket.
have.
That'd be a great ticket. That'd be a great ticket. Let's both of us run for president.
There we go. Now,
think of
for
that?
those that don't know much about the have and the have-nots, please break it down for us. Tell us a little bit more about the show.
Well, the show is follows three families: the Young family, who one would say is the have-nots, the Harringtons, a part of the haves, and the Cryer family, haves as well. Sort of centered around this Cryer family dynamic, and Hannah Young works for the Cryer family as a maid, and the Harringtons are their friends.
Well, they were our friends.
Well, you're not writing it, John, so let's wait and see how it plays
Oh,
out.
wait, please,
I'm
spill the
not your
tea and tell us
friend
stuff that we
anymore.
don't know about.
So, greed can be not a good medicine for friendship.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows if they remain friends after all the drama that Jim Cryer has done. So...
Really?
But
really?
that's basically it. So it's about sort of showing you the trials and heartache that happens even if you are a have and you have a whole lot of money and you have a whole lot of stuff. You can still not have the things that matter most, and the have-nots tend to be the people that show us that. The Hannah character keep us focused on what we should be looking at and being grateful and all of that. That's the basic gist, but there's so much more to it than that. So much more to it than that.
So on Tuesday,
power is an important tool
power is always
in the haves and
important.
have-nots. Yeah.
And control.
My former best friend is a judge. I'm a judge. And David Harrington and Jim Cryer were running. This is not any spoiler. If you've been watching, this is not a spoiler. If you haven't been watching, then it's all a spoiler. Oh, no. But we were running the ticket of running for governor for the state of Georgia. So we're very, very powerful people in Savannah. In our bubble, we are the most powerful people that there are. So we are battling one another on many, many fronts. When David's wife gets involved, who is a former lawyer who has now become a lawyer again,
Who is powerful.
who is very, very powerful.
She's like, don't forget
Who
it.
has taken it upon herself, yes, to be her son's lawyer. And if you saw the show the other night, she is now taken it upon herself to force my wife to shake her hand, and thus invoking lawyer-client privilege. So it goes into that world as well, which I find fascinating. So there's a lot of things going on very, very many levels.
Yeah, the one part I saw, you choked her out on the show, didn't you?
Well, we got into a bit of a scuffle. And what had happened prior to that is that she had arranged for a meeting of one prisoner and my son in jail.
Yeah.
Allegedly, knowing full well that my son had a history of meetings back in summer camp with counselors who were. It's deep. Oh, it gets into some very
but
serious
this is all
stuff.
alleged. You don't know.
You don't know that for sure, but I have a pretty good idea.
No.
That
You just want to judge Veronica.
I am, after all, a judge.
Yeah.
That is what I do.
Oh, I'm loving this. Where's my popcorn?
Yes, you are a judge. You also running for governor. That is what you do. But now you find yourself locked up.
Exactly where I need to be at the moment.
All right, then.
Look at this. Is this like acting? I'm sitting here like, okay, is this for real? Y'all really not
Listeners,
like
we're kidding. We're kidding in here.
We're kidding.
Hello out there to all.
Oh my God, I love it.
Yes,
We're joking
yes. We're
around.
holding hands. We're
We
holding
love
hands
each
now.
other.
You guys
Really,
are
we
so
do.
cute.
It's-
We do.
Jim and Veronica showed up for a minute. But,
Yeah, I know, and I love it. Don't stop. Don't stop. The Have and Have Nots Tuesdays on OWN, 9 p.m. Now, how did you guys get together with Tyler Perry to get on?
I heard I got an audition for the show, which is, I believe, by invitation, out several years ago now. I'm really not sure how many years ago. Feels like I've always been Jim Cryer to some extent. And I read the script, the pages. They were only pages, very, very secretive because it was a brand new show. And I thought, oh, this guy is wonderful. I several times in my life I've read something and I thought, that's me now. And one was Dukes of Hazzard, one was Smallville, and then this one. Sadly, it is true that was me, or is me now. There's a lot of Jim Cryer who is sarcastic and biting, and there's a lot of me in that. There was also a lot of me in there when when the tragedy happened to the family. So when I read it, I desperately wanted that role, and part of me thought, well, this is me. So I was delighted to find out that I had the role. I'm not sure how many people read against me, but I think quite a few. I think a lot. Yeah. So it was great. It's nice to fight for something and get it, and it's nice to have something you are willing to fight for, especially when you've been doing it as long as I have.
I'm about to say you are Bo Duke. Like, you should have known you were going to get it.
But I'm so not at the same time. Yes, I was at that point when I was an 18-year-old driving my car crazily through the hills. Yes, of course. And at that point, I did help start a children's charity. So there was part of that going on in there. But you change as you add layers to your life. You add layers to your experience as you pull the pieces of the artichoke or the onion off. You find more and more, hopefully, wonderful things to be able to pull upon as an actor, and it's been great. So there's very little of the Bo left, unless a 3-year-old comes up and holding a lunchbox, and then I'm quite a bit older than I was then, but then part of me talks with that accent that was completely. I'm from Mount Kisco, New York.
Yeah,
I'm as southern as a slice of pizza, or as a cruller or a hard roll.
But what about a 36-year-old radio personality? Like, I grew up watching you. I slide on that car so many times and got stuck. It's not even funny.
Oh, that's great. See, now that'll make me turn into that too, because that's an honor. It's an honor to have been that, to been on your lunchbox.
Yes, I called my dad as soon as I found out you were coming. I said, "Poppy, I got one of the Dukes of Hazzard coming today."
Now,
and
how does that mess with you when you watch the guy who was Bo be this Jim Cryer guy?
I mean, there's a big gap, so I can separate you. But when you came in, I just completely forgot about Jim. I just wanted to talk to you about the Duke of Hazzard. Like, I was just like, okay, let's go driving. Like, I want to know if you're a great co-pilot. You're in the car. What are 5 things a great co-pilot should be doing when they're driving on a road trip?
Not texting. Making sure that they know where the next turn is, letting you know ahead of time. Keeping an eye in the rearview mirror for those blue or red, whatever color lights they are that might show up behind you, and looking for an escape route should you have a problem with your car.
Okay.
So I took racing, and one of the great things you learn in learning how to race, and we had to do it on Dukes, was you have to pick your accident. To be able to do some math. Like they say, I don't know if you've ever ridden horses, but it's better to jump than to be thrown. So if you're I taught my children this, if you're in the process of having an accident in your car, look at something soft. Sounds silly, but look at something soft. Because how many times you go down the road, you'll see skid marks leading to the tree. Invariably, people that don't know will look at what they don't want to run into because they're afraid, and every little muscle you're unaware of in your body thinks you're saying, "Oh, I want to go there," and you do. Long answer.
No, but it's a good one.
But that's good in life too.
Yeah,
it's good to pick your accidents because you will have them.
Yeah, in work,
you will
career,
have them.
yes.
It is far better to jump than be thrown.
Hell yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to say hell.
Yeah, there
Sorry.
you go. There you go.
Now, Miss Angela, you are considered a New Yorker now, right? Because you lived here.
Yes, I live here.
You live here now still? Where, in the Bronx?
New Jersey.
Where in Jersey? Let me find out. I grew up in Jersey.
You grew up in Jersey?
Yeah, Perth Amboy, New Jersey. Shout out Exit 9.
I'm in Inglewood.
For real, get it.
Yeah.
And so you were, though, in Florida, because I was living in Florida before I came here.
Yeah, I'm from Florida.
Yeah, Jacksonville.
Florida, yeah.
Get it. I was living in Tampa and Orlando.
Wow,
before I got the job here.
Hey.
See, I'm
I don't know
following
which
all
one
of
he
you.
was stalking which one of you.
I'm talking both of you.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, so what do you like better, New York or Florida?
Oh my goodness. Well, I've been here 20 years now. So this is home and that's home. I love them both. I go back home often. So I feel I live both places. And now Atlanta.
Yeah, so
that's right.
Yeah.
Before you got into acting, what were you doing?
I was always acting.
Always acting.
Yes, I've been acting since college. I'm mainly a stage actor, so I've done theater most of my career. Broadway, off-Broadway, regional theater.
Oh, the Color Purple.
National Color Purple, yeah. So, yeah, I was always acting.
Do you like doing stage before TV?
I like them both equally.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think my experience on stage has really helped me in TV. I haven't done as much TV, but I really love it. So I love them both. But stage will always be my first love, and it'll be something I always want to go back to. There's nothing like the live audience. There's nothing the thing is, working on the haves and the have-nots is a very theatrical experience because we kind of do one take and and that's it, one or two. And so on stage, you don't get any takes. So it's a similar experience for me. And our show has quite a few theater artists. So,
from what I've been reading right here, because thank God they sent it, and I was sitting here I got my notes. I did my homework, and I was looking on Instagram. You love wine, right?
I do.
I saw on your Twitter. I said, "Dang, this man loves wine. I should have had a bottle ready."
Did you see what the wine was? HAHN.
No.
Yeah, that's why I put that up there. It was haves and have-nots. It was so cool on the cork too.
Get out!
And I was up with family in mid-state. They say we're not upstate, we're mid-state, New York. And I happened to look at the bottle, and it was HAHN. I thought, is this like a promotional thing? And no, it wasn't. So I had to put that out there for the world to see.
Yeah.
And now I have to get some of that wine.
You better.
But not right now. I mean, I can wait 5 or 10 minutes. I don't know.
Oh, no, you can order it now while we keep on going.
Yeah.
We have to make sure you guys check out the have-nots on Tuesday, 9 p.m. It is the return of season. Well, you guys just came back this Tuesday.
Yes.
We came
and
back
it was
this Tuesday.
season 5. But for you guys, it's a little different how you guys tape it. But for us,
Season 3B, I think.
3B, 3, 4.
Yes. And we were number 1 Tuesday night.
Yes, we were.
The top-rated show on cable TV. So, yes. The haves and the have-nots.
Get it.
Back with the bang.
You bet. Listen, y'all better go support. This is a great show. From what I just started watching, I am hooked.
Yes.
It is a novela. How I like when I grew up watching novelas, which is soap operas in Spanish.
That's tremendous.
Yes.
And I mean, and the fans that you guys have, like everybody, as soon as I go, like a lot of them are moms. So they're like, girl, that's my show. They have a lot of, but what's awkward is my mom watches it, and I hate watching like the sex scenes, the kissing or whatever. I'm like, Ma, can you just go somewhere? Go watch it in your room. She goes, no, we're going to watch this together.
We don't have
What
a
are you
we
looking
don't-
at me
is
for?
there- I didn't look
I
at
already
you.
did.
Well,
I
you
saw
were
it.
messing
I
with the
saw
boy in the
some pictures
garage.
of you.
That's the
I was
awkward
messing
scene.
with the little boy
pictures.
1 or 2 times. No,
I saw the pictures of you and
no, it was
Benny.
Yeah.
See,
My
you
goodness
made it awkward
gracious.
for me and my mom.
But you know the thing,
know,
the great
well.
thing about the show is families watch together, and I hear people say all the time, "Oh, I watch with my wife or my husband, or my mother and I, or my grandmother and I." So I think it's it's not often today that we have a television show that people of all generations sit down and watch together and talk about. So I think that's really good.
It's especially great that husbands and wives watch it. I hear all the time, guys will come up and say, I didn't want to watch that show, but I'm hopelessly hooked now. My wife made me watch that show. And I said, well, how's that working out for you? He said, I can't stop. I can't stop watching it.
It's
and that's terrific.
It's
Yeah.
addictive.
My pastor. My pastor watches every week. Shout out to Pastor Peter but he watches every week, and I tried to tell him before those scenes that you didn't want to be with your mother watching.
Yeah.
I tried to tell him, like, Pastor, don't watch this week, okay? It's okay. I just don't want you. I want you to just see Sister Angela. I don't want you to see. And he's like, no, that's my show.
Can't
I'm
not watch it
watching
after
this
that.
week. I'm watching. And he came back and he said, I'm traumatized.
Stop.
He was like, I know it was just acting, but it just looks so real.
Yeah.
So, it's he loves the show, and he's Korean American and loves the show. So the show covers racial lines, economic lines. It's just a show for everyone.
Yep.
Everyone
It's
loves
fantastic.
the show, which is really great.
Yeah, it's a great show. I applaud you all. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.